What is up, good people? Jungle Link here. Hope you're doing well. We're going to talk today a little bit about Ripple. And it seems like they are selling XRP at an elevated pace compared to prior periods. Is this the source of all our pain and misery? Is this why XRP refuses to run? We're going to dig into it. But before we do, the main event of this week is the Bitcoin ETF. We see Bitcoin up 7.5% on the day, $46,800 at the time of this recording. Are we going to get that final confirmation? A lot of people out there are very suspect of the SEC. Are they going to do a final rug pull on us? Are they going to deny? We see this post here. It was making the rounds on Twitter. Spot Bitcoin ETF update. The SEC just issued additional comments on pending applications S1. This is a delay signal. Are we going to see a delay here? Are we going to get our worst nightmare and see crypto crater? Not because of an SEC delay, I don't think. This thing's going down. It's signed, sealed, and delivered, and there is no more delaying. Understand that. It's either they're going to approve or it's going to get denied, because we have till the 10th, and they're going to have to either approve or deny Cathie Wood. There is no more delaying that one here for sure. And we see this article, SEC delay signal dismissed. They say the following: this just shows how quickly the SEC is turning these things around, borderline unheard of, to send over a document to the SEC in the morning and get comments back the same day. Just doesn't happen. They are pushing this thing through. You can never trust the SEC. I understand why people are leery of the situation. You're dealing with BlackRock. You're dealing with Fidelity. There ain't going to be no delays. Bitcoin ETFs are likely trading before the end of this week. And we see up here also, January 10th is the deadline for the decision on the ARK21 share spot Bitcoin ETF. There's no more delay there. And if they were, they probably would not have turned this around so quickly. They're pushing this thing across the finish line. I think we get approval, if not tomorrow, by Wednesday, and probably trading on Thursday or Friday. Again, don't bet the farm on this. You never know. A lot of crazy things can happen, but it sure looks like this is a done deal. Furthermore, we have Jim Cramer stating Bitcoin has topped out. That is the most bullish signal you could possibly have, that we're going to get this Bitcoin ETF done, and Bitcoin will go on a nice little run there. Never bet against the inverse Cramer indicator. That's for sure here. Now, let's talk about this. So, David Schwartz has a lot of people riled up here. And in this post, people are talking about the rate of which Ripple's selling. And it is at an elevated pace compared to where they were selling. And I said at the time, at that victory, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Because, XRP is not a security, even when Ripple sells it on the secondary market, and they can do so with impunity. So they have free run to sell it as much as they want. David gave some explanations here, saying, well, they originally planned to give it all away, but that didn't seem to work. Then they tried to do some different things like incentivize partners, and that didn't work. So they couldn't come up with anything better than just to sell it and keep it for themselves. Keep all the money. Look, the reality is they may have wanted to give it away in the past when it had no value, try to build some traction. Even up into 2017, the daily global volume of XRP was only $400,000 daily globally, and that was really an indicator of how small crypto in general was. It was the number 3 coin with $400,000 in daily volume at a lot of times. As soon as it became worth serious money, they no longer wanted to give it all away. One thing I could suggest to David is maybe they, give some more grants to those people running infrastructure to keep this network running at a top notch. That's something they could do with that value that I think would be worthwhile. Might not pump the price of XRP, but might be a good way to use that value for sure. This is the deal. I have a good amount of my money invested in XRP, but they have a heck of a lot more. If they sell at some ridiculous pace and continue and don't stop, well, they're going to kill XRP. No, people aren't going to stick around. Last bull run, fine. We'll blame that on the SEC. This is their shot here. And Chris Larsen, he'll get stuck with billions of XRP and worthless value. And, Ripple, the company, they'll eviscerate their book value of all that XRP they hold. And they're no longer going to be going public. And so my point is, yeah, they can harm us by doing this, but they're going to harm themselves the most. Now, they've siphoned off a lot of cash for sure already. We know David Schwartz has a lot of his value in Ripple stock. If they kill XRP's value and can't do anything interesting with it and can't use it for cross-border payments, and they have no more assets on their books, that company goes to zero. They're not going to be IPOing, and all these investors are going to get creamed. So they don't really have a lot of good options here other than to try to cultivate the value of XRP and use it as a tool and use it for cross-border payments and interesting applications. They have to do that or their company goes out of business. So yes, while we're not perfectly aligned, and Ripple can at times sell probably more than they should, they're going to recoup legal fees. They spent $200 million in legal fees to defend this thing. I expect they will pull back that pace a little bit here in the coming quarters, and everything will be fine. Furthermore, if you've been around, this is not our first rodeo. This is not abnormal behavior. XRP can be frustrating. Even that, wild run in 2017, it had that initial huge pop up from a half a cent, but then it did nothing. We're all sitting around, it's not doing anything, and then it went on this crazy run at the very end of the bull run festivities to, make history and just do really amazing things. So it's not abnormal for XRP, for whatever reason, to kind of be behind. I expect it will go up in value explosively as this bull run develops, as we get deeper into it. This is not abnormal. We've seen this a million times, and I don't think that our problems to date so much of Ripple selling, even though I'm not going to tell you it's not significant. I'm not going to tell you their sales don't matter. I think it's just we have to let this develop, and XRP will have its moment, and it will run with the best of them. I'm not concerned in the least. Again, even though I admit, if they continue just absolutely unloading on the market, it's going to be bad. They have as much incentive as anyone not to do that. Same thing, we don't sit around and go, oh my gosh, my diamonds, my wife's diamond ring is going to go to worthless because people have a lot of diamonds. Like, they're not incentivized to flood the market. And Ripple will be the same. Yeah, they might have elevated sales times, but they're not incentivized to totally kill the value of XRP because they'll kill their own business in the interim. There's a lot of different examples of this. There's no reason to flood the market continuously because they'll harm themselves more than us. Let me know what you think down below. And as always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.